So today we're talking about what's holding you back from reaching the next level in your business. And we're going to break this down into two parts because there's actually a lot to talk about. And we're going to do the outside of us today, which is money, clients, and just business growth. So things that are happening outside of us. Next week, we're going to go into what's going on inside of us. So how we can have more freedom inside of us, how we can be more willing and open to being uncomfortable and growing from the inside. And that creates things like confidence and that sense of freedom and living a little larger, living a little bigger. And I mean on the inside.
And more fun, more joy and more fun in growing a business.
Exactly. And inevitably that leads to us creating more on the outside as well. Go figure.
Weird how they're linked.
So today we're going to talk about, how to reach that next level in terms of being outside of you. So more clients or higher paying clients. I say more clients. Sometimes it's actually less clients that are paying higher fees. So it's not necessarily more clients, the better. It's whatever your next level needs to look like. And this is true for anybody at any level, whether you're just starting out as a coach or whether you're a more seasoned coach and you've maybe reached a 6-figure salary and you want to reach the next level and you're not quite sure how to do that. We're going to be speaking to you guys.
Yeah. And it really might be anything. Your fees might be staying exactly where they are, but next level might be reaching out to the person who inspires you or starting to work within organizations. Or shifting to a group program instead of doing one-to-one. So it's whatever interpretation you put on next level. There's no one size fits all next level.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, so not to get out clause. I like that. So what we're saying is you tell us what your next level is and we'll help you with the rest.
Yeah.
We can't figure it out for people, right? It's like
that's what coaching is about. Get people to think differently.
Exactly that. Yeah. Exactly that.
So when I think about this question, Sam, like what's holding me back, that if I'm ever kind of in that place where I'm like, right, what's next level or what's not working or what do I want to create? I'm always going back to what's occurring right now, right? Like if the question is what's holding me back, I want to know what's going on in my reality right now. And for me, one of the big things is being really honest with myself about where is my time going. And this can be such a pitfall for coaches, new or experienced, to be busy doing the busy work, to be filling their days, this is a big one for me. And probably I'm still navigating this, I think, is like learning about service. And then for me, like thinking that service was then give, and not actually being in service to myself. And that's something I have to keep checking back in on to see like what's in service to my business as well as the people who I'm serving, which is huge because if you don't have that right, then you're not going to be up leveling. You're going to be living in a place of for me, it was like starting to feel resentment, starting to fall out of love with it. So it's important to just kind of slow down and take a check-in on what's occurring right now and where is my time going? Is my business model serving me and my clients?
Yeah,
I would say. And I know you're going to share something that Steve shared with us at the weekend, aren't you, about what he saw in his work in the car industry, which is so relevant to what's being shared with coaches.
Yeah, it really is. And this is just one example, right? So we're going to kind of pick on, I want more money in my business. My next level is more money, or my next level is more clients. And this is just an example of how to do that. And what we were on a weekend as part of a school that me and Lisa are in. We had a day with Steve Chandler, and one of the things he shared, I mean, it was like a lot of stuff Steve shares. And when you listen to this, Steve, I apologize if you think I'm calling you simple. I'm not. But so much of what Steve shares is so simple, but it's so profound because of that. And what he shared was that he used to work as a kind of helping sales teams increase their sales and their revenue. Essentially, is helping people with their marketing stuff. And what this story was about was that he noticed when he went to this, it was to do with selling cars. When he spoke to these car salesmen, what he was noticing was that they were spending about, I think he said, around 1.5% of their time in conversation with customers. Now, these guys are salespeople, right? So they're spending 1.5% of their time in sales conversations. And I was like, whoa, that's really not a lot at all. And you talk about like, where's your time going? If we want to be growing our business and making more money and leveling up our business, we want to be in conversation, because it's conversation is the currency of creating clients, right? Conversation is where clients are created. We don't create clients outside of conversation. And so what he did with these guys was he said, well, what happened then if we doubled that to just 3%? And I say just 3%, but the results were profound, right? It was like, what if we double that to 3%? And what they noticed was their bottom line started going up just at 3% of time in conversation. And there's just something in that for me, and the simplicity of it. Like, where in your business do you want to level up, and what do you truly need to be focusing on? Like, where does your time really truly need to be going? And we see this a lot, and many coaches are stuck in building their websites and creating this content and all the rest of it. And that's fine, but that if you want to level up what you're creating in terms of money and clients, then the focus really would be better off in conversation, having conversations. And we have an example of this, right? So one of the students in our UK School for Coaching and Self-Mastery, one of the students in there wanted to put on a workshop. And when we got speaking to this person, what was really interesting was that I think like most of us, or many of us, say most of us, this happened to me a lot. And a lot of coaches, they turn to kind of attraction marketing. So if I put this out there, people will come. If I post this, people will come. And if I get my messaging right, people will come. And often that's not the case. I mean, if it does work, great, power to you, but I'm yet to see it. And so what we did with this person was like, okay, so where does your time and attention really need to go? Because this was part of this person leveling up their business, right? And so we got really into the detail of, right, let's get into conversation with people. Let's invite people personally. Let's connect. And lo and behold, she began to fill her workshop. And as a result of that workshop, she's now getting into conversation with people. And so it's just a really great example of really knowing where your time and attention needs to be going to up level in your business. And this is just one example, right? So for you, whatever it is that you want to up level, it's just the point being, the moral of the story is making sure that where your focus is where it really does need to be.
Yeah. And we're not saying this to be like, oh, you're doing it wrong or beat yourself up. You haven't put your attention in the right places. It's just information. So you could look back, and if you wanted to be really honest with yourself, and you look back and say, right, when were my last 10 clients? Where did they come from? How were they created? And if you're spending a lot of time, for example, doing your website, have you had any clients come? Have you had, a huge amount of clients come from your website? Because would it make sense to spend your time if 8 of your 10 clients came from referrals? Or came from a workshop that you ran? It's like really looking at what is working in my business. Where are my clients coming from? And what's not working? And what if I was to put my time and attention there, like going from the 1.5% to the 3%? What's possible for me? So yeah, I want to share that. And then what happens inside those conversations as well is really going to be key. So with the example Sam just shared with the person in our school, like what we see her doing is she brings stuff to us. So she'll work with us on, here's where I'm at with this person. Here's what I've said. Here's what they've said. Do you see anything? And again, it's like we're on this constant learning path, right? We're on this path to mastery. It's never over, which is the fun bit. So it's really like being out there playing the game, being in the conversation, and being really willing to bring those conversations to your coach and work with them and see, like, are you seeing anything that I'm not seeing? And have them help you see something new as well. Like, have them help you see more leadership, have them help you see more deeper service, have them help you work on having their client step into possibility and away from restriction and limitation and all the reasons why not. And that just takes practice. And again, it's like our time and attention, what we really notice is clients are created easier, the better we are as well at serving and moving the needle for them. And so there's a real commitment to be on the court and to be getting messy, and to then be taking that and growing and learning from all of that, and then getting back on the court.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, getting back on the court, that recommitment piece is so important. Like, we break commitments, right, sometimes, or we make this commitment and it doesn't go the way we think it's going to go. So we've got to recommit. And our ability to recommit is what really creates the success. I love that piece. And there was something else as well, Lisa. It's like something I've noticed in our school when we were talking to a guy, for anyone listening, a guy called Devon Bannerson, and he was sharing how really what's helped him level up in his business is just time in the game and attention in the right place. And what, this sounds really silly, right? And I was sitting there, my mind was completely blown. I was thinking, yeah, I can't hear that enough. Like, I get it, right? I do get it. I completely get it. And I see it, and it's true in my own business. And I think there was a part of me thinking, well, look at what he's created. That must be something, he must be doing something different. He's not. But what I do see in that sense of leveling up, and this is the thing I'll leave you guys with, is there is, like you said, Lisa, there is a commitment there. It's not an intention. It's not a one day. It's not a sometime. It's now. I've made a commitment, and this is what I'm committing to. It's like that decision piece. I've made a decision, and that's going to happen. It's not just an intention that often can just get lost.
Yeah, it's not a decision that's made when it feels good.
Yeah, totally.
Like, yeah, I'm on the court when the court feels nice and smooth and shiny and I can slide around, that's fun. But I'm going to get off the court when, the spikes come out.
Yeah.
So, we need to navigate walking on the spikes.
Yeah, completely. Yeah. Cool. So for those of you that are listening to this and it's created more questions, fantastic. Make sure that you put them in the comments if you want to ask anything. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can email us, and the email will be in the description. We do this live every single Wednesday. And I say around lunchtime, I do mean around lunchtime, because often it's not exactly the same time each week. And yeah.
We have our Wealth Accelerator series coming up as well. So we're starting a series of coffee conversations with coaches in June, which are going to be Wednesday lunchtimes, and they really are lunchtimes. So there's a specific time. We have an hour for those. It's 12 p.m. Sam, I think. 12
p.m. 12 to 1.
So come and join us there for 4 Wednesdays throughout June. We're going to be doing a whole session on the time and attention piece in that series. So if you want to know more about what we've shared today, if you want to ask your questions about what we've shared today, then come along to that call. And if you need the link to sign up, then let us know in the comments and we'll send it out to you.
Yep. Perfect.
See you there.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.